Silver here. Welcome to the Silver Railz channel. Today we're having a look at my bottom of the line pre-war American Flyer Hiawatha. It's been quite a project. This is what the electric motor that came in it looked like, except that I had to replace the wheels. So it has all new drive wheels. Unfortunately, there's something wrong with it that I haven't figured out yet. I think it's in the armature or in the winding. So I still have to try to solve that problem. In the meanwhile, I installed a Marx motor in here, which, as you can see, does pretty good. No reverse unit. Just runs in one direction. And the way I installed the motor is with Gilbert Erector-set parts. There's a Gilbert brace there and one there. The original motor mounted from the top through this hole here, as you can see right here. That's how it was mounted. But it was I had a bit of a problem doing this. But there it is, it runs. Now the problem with these cars is they're very, very light. I'm going to probably add axle weights to them, or interior weights, to keep it from bouncing so much. Mine's the articulated passenger train with about 3 more cars that would go with it. This was the headlight mounting bracket that went with the motor, which I removed. So right now there's no headlight in there. I don't know. There's a socket in there, but I forgot to put the bulb in it when I put the train together. How's that for brilliance? You see how this thing is humming? It just doesn't want to run. Somebody might know what causes that. I suspect it's one of the poles in the armature, but I'm not sure. I'd like to be able to put the original motor back in it, but I'm stuck. Alright, next up I want to do a comparison of the late Lionel post-war Berkshire to the Polar Express Berkshire. Now here is the late post-war Berkshire. It has this simplified tender with a water scoop. There's the water scoop so it can pick up water on the fly. It has the 6-wheel trucks. It has the old-fashioned whistle in it. The 280 wheel arrangement we're used to. It has the reverse unit lever through the boiler. A little bell that wiggles. The smokestack, which has been polished. The whistle. Little flag stanchions on the front, and the rails, the handrails. Compare that now. This is the Polar Express. Completely different boiler. Doesn't have the bell. Well, the bell's up front here. They moved it to the front. You can see I have a Christmas wreath hanging from this as part of the season. And instead of the flag stanchions, it has the little post for the people to sit on. You see this guy sitting on the post. It has an electronic reverse unit, so there's no lever sticking through. It does smoke, it does whistle. Alright, just for kicks, we're going to pull the Polar Express with a late post-war Berkshire. I think this was probably about 1961, I'm not sure. about these Berkshires is the little front opens so you get at the light bulbs. It's on a hinge, as you can see. Very convenient. There's a little latch in there that has to be depressed. It's a little hard to get back in, but there it goes. If you hold it neutral with the power up, sometimes it helps the smoke unit get going good. And we have a coupler failure for some reason. It's been in reverse in a long time, so it needs to loosen up. One more round. In closing, I just want to show you this project. I took off the riveting mechanism that came from MPC to hold these trucks on because they wobbled too much. And instead I put on a number 6 screw with a number 6 lock nut and appropriate washers, which took the wobble out and makes it a nice train to run. Look at how steady that is. And then my wife picked out from a box of Matchbox cars the ones she liked and loaded her up, and there she is. And you can see, stays on pretty good. One thing when you buy these to look for though is, it's hard to see, but on the end there's this little snap-in device which keeps the cars from rolling off. And the reproduction or replacement parts are kind of expensive. I think the car itself is only worth about $5, but you might have to make a thing to keep the cars from rolling off because it's very common to find them missing that part. But you can turn these things into something useful simply by using those number 6 screws and lock nuts to hold the trucks on. Now the good thing about MPC trucks is they changed the angle on the wheel, and they were specially designed to roll freely on the old tubular track. That was before they came out with fast track. So on my big Virginian train, you've seen me tow about 35 cars with ease. They're very free rolling. So that concludes this demonstration. Hope you enjoyed it. Happy training with all of you.